The past few days, Paul's been talking about the mystery of the gospel in the book of Ephesians and talking about how God in His grace has brought the Gentiles and Jews together through faith in Christ, and He's made us one. So this is God's church. There's one church. There's one Lord. There's one baptism. There's not multiple churches, but just one. And he goes on and he says this. And he's speaking of the gospel in verse 7 of chapter 3. He said, "Of this gospel I was made a minister according to the gift of God's grace, which was given to me by the working of His power. To me, though I'm the very least of all the saints, this grace was given to preach to the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ, and to bring to light to everyone what is the plain mystery of God for ages in God who created all things, so that through the church the manifold wisdom of God might be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places." A couple of things I want you to see here. First of all, Paul, when he spoke of the gospel, he spoke of the gospel as the unsearchable riches of Christ. I think so often when we think of the gospel, we just think of this basic message that we take out and peddle and hopefully get somebody to respond, sometimes positively and sometimes negatively. But when he spoke of the gospel, he was passionate about it because he knew that the gospel revealed the unsearchable riches of Christ. In other words, we in and of ourselves can never uncover all that is there about Christ unless God by His Spirit open our eyes. And so the graces that God offers to His children through the gospel are absolutely unsearchable. We should be passionate about that, excited about that. It should be the driving force of our lives to begin to dig up all the things that God has revealed in Christ. That should be what gives us energy to serve Him on a daily basis. And he talks about this mystery. And he says that through the church, through the people of God, you see the people of God, the church, the called out folks that God has called out of death and into life are the ones that He has called to preach His gospel. And he says that the manifold wisdom of God might be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places. I think what he wants you to understand is that your audience with the gospel is not simply those that you can see, feel, and touch, but even those in the heavenly places are watching. The last thing that our enemies in the heavenly places want to hear coming from our lips are the glorious, unsearchable riches of Christ. They would much rather us talk about what's going on in our own lives, what we want to purchase next, what we want to do next, what our plans are for the next few days. But when we as a church begin to announce the finished work of Christ to the lost world, you can know this: even those in the heavenly places begin to take notice.